welcome to the fourth episode of the Priory Early Music series. Last Friday, as part of our original concert season, we were due to perform our Italian programme called Ma il mio cuore, which celebrated the five-part madrigals of the wonderful 17th century composer Claudio Monteverdi. It's been so nice this week that I have been able to chat to Daisy Hibberd, who was one of the members of the six-part team that took part in that project. Together, we have managed to record remotely one of the arias from that programme called Oi me ch'io cado, and I'm accompanying her on an Italian lute called a chitarrone, which was an extended neck string instrument made up of 14 gut strings, the perfect instrument for this glorious repertoire. Hi Daisy.
Hi Liz, how are you?
Very well. Welcome to the Priory Early Music series online.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Great to have you. So we're in the fifth week of lockdown. And we're all in this brave new world of making music remotely. And
yeah.
If we want to make music together, we're all grappling with technology. How are you finding being a musician at this time?
It's definitely a new experience for me, I can tell you that for sure. I'm not very technologically based, so I think it's been quite a steep learning curve over the past few weeks, really. But I'm quite fortunate because I live with my partner, who is also a musician at the conservatoire. So we've been able to make music together and share our problems really together.
It's fantastic. I'm quite lucky because I'm in a very social lockdown because I have quite a big family and they all play musical instruments. So for me, it's a question of getting a bit of peace actually more than anything else.
Yeah.
So we've recorded a Monteverdi piece today called Oi me ch'io cado, and we have done this remotely. How have you found it? Because you're in Birmingham, aren't you? And I'm in Malvern.
Yeah.
So put this together. How have you found this process? What has been challenging, and what do you think is surprisingly worked well for you?
It was an interesting process actually. I think it was good because obviously you can record it several times, and if there was a few bits that I was like, oh, the text isn't clear here, I can go back and re-record it. So I think that was quite good actually, because on a sort of live performance you just have to be happy with really however it goes. But I think it's been quite strange because I think especially with this early music and playing singing with the lute and the theorbo and things, there's so many things, so much nuance and emotion and things I think you get from just being in the same room and playing together. So I think it's definitely been really strange not having that, just like listening to a track and things on your own.
I know. But the thing about it is you have so much interaction when you're in the same room, and you're spontaneous, aren't you? You sort of reach out emotionally, and that other person is going to reciprocate. Whereas if you haven't got the physical contact, it's just very, very hard, isn't it? Very hard.
Yeah, no, I think it's definitely been a challenge, but it's been a good challenge. It's been fun.
And last year you took part in the Priory Early Music series, and we did a concert of Monteverdi and Grandi and Barbara Strozzi. It was called Zeffiro Torna, and you've got a particular passion for this early 17th century repertoire. What's been your inspiration, and how has this developed?
I think it only really developed since I came to the conservatoire. I hadn't really had much classical training prior to that, but I think over my 4 years here, I've definitely sort of grown a passion for this music. And I just think the texts that the that the composers use and the harmony that they compose in the music is just so incredibly expressive. And I just find performing this music, especially in a consort setting where you're doing 5-part madrigals or duets, trios and things, I find it so rewarding to perform so intimately with other people. I just love the music. I think it's great.
And you've had quite a bit of opportunity to do Baroque opera, is that right?
Yes, so just a few months ago, actually, just before the lockdown, I was a part of the vocal spring opera. So and this year it was Jeremy Sam's Enchanted Island, which is sort of a Baroque pastiche, where he sat down and took music from Handel, Vivaldi, Rameau, and he sort of created a storyline from those pieces and wrote new libretto for them. But it was really interesting to be a part of that Baroque opera and to play with sort of a bigger orchestra as well.
Was that a stage production, was it?
Yes, so we staged it in a sort of a church slash warehouse building that is in the Jewellery Quarter in Birmingham. So it was quite an interesting process of setting it somewhere the opera probably isn't usually done.
Has that been your most unusual setting for a concert performance?
Yes, I definitely think so. I'm more used to sort of standard churches or recital halls. So it was quite a challenge actually, I think, because of the text as well in English, but the room was so resonant that getting the balance between the orchestra and us as well was quite challenging. That took a bit of getting used to, really. Good.
I've done a couple of very strange settings for opera. One was Ulysses by Monteverdi, where we did it in a burnt out ice rink.
Oh, wow.
And the audience had to move round. It was an enormous cavernous space. And the other one was very beautiful, was in a monastery on the Tuscan hills, and we did San Giovanni di Battista by Alessandro Stradella. And the opening scene was John the Baptist baptizing his crowd, and that was performed in the olive groves. And then the audience and the orchestra all sort of followed everybody into the cloisters. So these operas can be set in some extraordinary places.
Yeah, no, definitely. That sounds amazing.
That one was particularly nice. I'm not sure about the burnt out ice rink though.
No, sounds a bit cold.
It was. So Daisy, you're in your 4th year of the Royal Birmingham Conservatoire.
Yeah.
Can you give us a few examples of the highlights that you've experienced throughout your time studying at the Conservatoire?
So I've had a great 4 years, and this is definitely being part of the early music at the Great Malvern Priory. That's definitely been one of the highlights. It's been real fun to be part of it last year and this year. But what else? Well, I think it's just we've had such a full-on course. We're in with classes every day, doing languages and performance classes and drama and things like this, that we've just really got the most out of music making, and we've really been able to grow as performers. And especially for myself, I think because I hadn't done much classical music or performing much beforehand, I think I really have grown, and it's been such an experience really just to be able to perform music and to find music that I'm really interested in.
That's brilliant. And what are your plans? Because you finished this summer, is that right?
Yes, so I graduate this summer, but I'm going to take a couple of years out, I think, because I'm still very young in terms of the singing world. So I'm going to take a few years out, get more life experience, mature my voice. But then I'd really like to go on and do vocal masters in sort of this specialising in the early Baroque music, 17th century, and really try and focus on creating my own consort. Really, I think that's what I'd really like to do.
That sounds very, very exciting, Daisy, and I'm sure that I'll be coming across you a lot in the future. Thank you so much for doing this, and thank you so much for all your hard work putting Oi Me Kiokado together. It's been an absolute pleasure working with you, and I hope you have a good rest of the lockdown.
Yes, you too. Stay safe.
And you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Next time, as part of the Priory Early Music Series online, I am going to be chatting with Chris Roberts, a postgraduate guitarist studying at the Royal Birmingham Conservatoire. He is going to be sharing with us some fantasias by Francesco da Milano. I love Francesco da Milano. We're also going to collaborate on a lute and modern guitar duet. Please keep those photographs coming. They are a wonderful addition to the episodes. Until next time.